All right, thanks, guys. We are once again coming off a 4-in-1 day on our Patreon website yesterday. 80% to start off the week on a Monday. Definitely not a bad, way to start off the week. It's going to put us at 5-0 in our last 5 college basketball package plays on that site. We're also 7-2 with a push in our last 10 board member package plays. And the good news is I have a board member package play going off tonight. So if you want more information about that, link for that site is in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. One more thing, guys, if I could just, ask a favor of you. If you watch this video every day, or if you watch me every day, make sure you hit that notification bell. There's over 19,000 subscribers on this channel, and although I get a lot of views per day, I got roughly about 5,000 views yesterday, which is great. That's outstanding. But out of 19,000 subscribers, if I'm only getting 5,000 views, that means there's a lot of inactive subscribers out there. So, if you tap that bell, you'll be first to know when one of my uploads are ready. Plus, if you have friends or if you know people, make sure they watch the videos. I'm very, very happy with how the channel's going, but I feel like there's so many inactive people when you have over 19,000 subscribers and such a low viewership. So anyway, if you could just do that, that would be great. If not, no big deal, because we got ourselves a very nice slate of college basketball action. We got some marquee games here. I can't even cover all of them, but I am going to do my best to cover as many as I can. So we're going to start off with Rutgers taking on Maryland, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that matchup there. The Terrapins are the 7.5-point favorite at home, total at 131. We saw a half-a-point move toward Maryland and movement upward on the total. The Terrapins open -7 up to 7.5. Total open 130 up to 131. 52% are leaning Rutgers, 66% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Scarlet Knights are plus 270 on the road here. Now, if you like Rutgers in this matchup, they're 7-3 straight up in their last 10. Pretty good as of late. 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 as well. Successful covers over the likes of Purdue, Iowa, and Penn State during that stretch. Rutgers ranks in the top 15 in the country in offensive rebounding. They're also in the top 20 in points allowed. Ron Harper Jr., 12 points a game, 6 rebounds. Akwasi Yeboah, 10 points a game, 5 rebounds for the Scarlet Knights. And, of course, can't forget about Geo Baker. He's averaging 10 points a game, 4 assists for Rutgers. They're giving up just 61 points per contest. They also rank in the top 15 in the nation in defensive field goal percentage, and they're in the top 15 in road offensive rebounding. Now, total-wise, Maryland 3-0 to the over in their last 3 themselves. Rutgers 3-1 to the over in their last 4. I'm going to lean toward the underdog away from home. Give me Rutgers plus 7.5 and the over 131 in that game. Next matchup, Duke taking on Boston College, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. The Blue Devils are the 14.5-point favorite on the road, total at 145. We did see a half-a-point fade of Duke and movement downward on the total. Duke opened 15, down to 14.5. Total open 146, down to 145. 62% on Duke, 64% on the over. Right now, BC is plus 1025 on the money line. Now, BC, losers of 5 out of their last 7, really just not playing good basketball. They're averaging just 64 points per contest. They're also shooting just 40% from the field. These guys are also really struggling to cover the point spread on their home court. They covered just 5 out of their 13 home games on the season. Now, Duke on the other side, winners of 8 out of their last 10. They rank in the top 3 in the country in scoring on average per game, top 10 in offensive field goal percentage. They're averaging 83 points per contest. Meanwhile, they're shooting nearly 50% from the field. Vern Carey, 18 points a game, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. Trey Jones, 15 points a game, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. And Cash Stanley, 12 points a game, 4 rebounds for this Duke squad. They rank in the top 25 in offensive rebounding. They're also in the top 3 in road scoring. Now, total-wise, Duke is 6-0 to the over in their last 6. No real surprise there. Meanwhile, BC 4-1 to the over in their last 5 themselves. I'm going to lean Duke minus 14.5 and the over 145 in that game. Next matchup, Ohio State taking on Michigan, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Ann Arbor. Michigan's minus 2.5, total 136. saw a half a point move toward Michigan and movement downward on the total. The Wolverines opened as the 2-point favorite, up to 2.5. Total opened 137 down to 136. 59% on the Wolverines, 64% on the over. Right now the Buckeyes are plus +1.25 on the money line. Ohio State really struggling as of late. I don't know where this came from, but they've won just 3 out of their last 9 games. They also failed to cover the point spread in 7 out of those 9 as well. DJ Carton still out indefinitely. Ohio State losers of 5 out of their 8 games away from home. They also went just 3-5 against the spread in those 8. Now, Michigan on the other side, it's not a mortal lock here. Isaiah Livers still listed as questionable for tonight's action. Having said that, though, Michigan starting to turn the ship around a little bit, or at least it appears as such. Winners of their last 2 straight, 2-0 against the spread in those couple of games. They're also 8-3 straight up on their home court. Now, they're averaging 76 points per contest. They're also shooting a solid 47% from the field. John Teske, 14 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Of course, Isaiah Livers, should we see him in action tonight, he's good for 13 points a game. He's also shooting 91% from the stripe. So even if he can go and they don't want to put him in, if they want to put him in limited action, maybe put him in at the end of the second half where maybe the other team is fouling, put him to the line because he is automatic from the stripe. Now Xavier Simpson for Michigan, he's also averaging 13 points a game, 8 assists as well. The Wolverines are scoring 80 points per contest on their home court, and they're also shooting 48% from the field as the official home team. Now, 3 out of Michigan's last 4 games did stay under the total. They're also 6-5 to the under on their home court. Ohio State on the other side, 7-2 to the under in their last 9 themselves. I'm going to lean Michigan -2.5 and the under 136 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Tuesday's college basketball action. Happy Tuesday to you. Hopefully you had a good start to the week, and I know we did on my Patreon website. I went 4-1 yesterday in my premium picks on that site. Good for 80% on the Monday. Definitely a good way to start the week off. I'm also 5-0 straight up in my last 5 college basketball package picks on that site as well. And of course, I'm 7-2 with a push in my last 10 board member package plays as well. And the good news about the board member package, we got a play going off tonight. So if you want more information about that, link for that Patreon site is in the description section below. Now, guys, you're probably wondering, or you probably have wondered, why would I buy a pick or a package from Brock when he just gives me all of them for free here on YouTube? And you're certainly right. That's exactly what I do here. I give you free picks on YouTube. But the problem is, if you were going to bet every single game on the board, the entire slate, side and total, you're guaranteeing yourself failure. You are not going to make money. You can't bet every single game on the board and expect to win or be profitable in the long run. And as a matter of fact, probably in the short run, you're going to lose all your money as well. The books have just way too much money to absorb that action. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp. And the math becomes aggressively against you the more and more games and angles that you have in play. So what I do on Patreon, I make life a lot easier for you. I break it down to just 3 to 4 premium picks per day. They're high percentage picks, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is here on YouTube, throwing darts, handicapping every single game on the board. If you want to check out that current record, you can do that for free right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. My current record is right on the homepage. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Tennessee taking on Alabama, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that SEC matchup. Alabama's -5.5, total 146.5. Half a point fade of Bama and movement downward on the total. Crimson Tide open 6 down to 5.5. Total open 147 down to 146 and a hook. 53% are leaning Bama, 66% on the over. Right now the Vols are plus $2 on the money line. Now Tennessee's successfully covered the point spread in 3 out of their last 5. Tennessee also ranks in the top 20 in the nation in points allowed. They're also in the top 25 in defensive field goal percentage as well. That's kind of been their MO this year. Really, really difficult to score against this Volunteer team. Now, offensively, believe it or not, Tennessee shooting 47% from the field on the road, and they're shooting 83% from the stripe on the road as well. So very well-rounded when these guys travel. Now, Alabama, on the other side, losers of their last 2 straight. They also failed to cover the point spread in their last 3 straight as well. They're giving up 77.5 points per contest on average. Now, 4 out of Bama's last 5 games did get over the number. They're also 70% to the over at home. Meanwhile, 6 out of Tennessee's last 9 got over the total. They're also 7-2 to the over away from home. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Tennessee plus 5.5 and the over 146 and a hook in that game. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Auburn taking on Arkansas.